a prominent whistleblower has expressed his willingness to come forward before Congress, for the investigative committees of the federal government, and testify that a cover-up has been underway for the Biden family, and specifically for Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden has been facing criminal charges for evading taxes. Now, this is not a direct hit on the crimes of Biden, which is getting payoffs that are then shared by the Biden family in exchange for access to Biden as vice president. But this is that the Bidens have collected all this money. Well, the money is income. So regardless of how you got the money, you have to pay taxes on it. And Hunter Biden did not pay the taxes, even though he acknowledges getting the money. And we know this in part because Hunter Biden, once he knew this criminal investigation is underway, paid overdue tax bills totaling $2 million. So he knew he had been withholding the taxes, and now basically to cover himself, he's paying the taxes. But there are criminal laws that are being violated here, tax laws, intentional evasion of taxes. Now, a special counsel has been appointed to look into this. And Merrick Garland went before the Congress and swore under oath that there was no obstruction whatsoever for this special counsel. The special counsel, who happens, by the way, to be a Trump appointee, has complete sway. He can bring indictments. He can pursue the case in whatever jurisdictions the evidence leads. It doesn't even have to be in Delaware. If Hunter Biden was living elsewhere at the time, the money came into a different area, he can work with those jurisdictions to bring charges. And as it turns out, at least according to this whistleblower, none of this is really true. The fact of the matter is the federal government at the highest level has been blocking the Hunter Biden investigation, has not been giving permission to the special counsel to go outside of Delaware, where he needs to go to follow the trail of evidence, as well as potentially to bring charges, and that Merrick Garland has been lying when he has been saying to the Congress that there is no obstruction here, this guy has a free hand. Now, who is this IRS agent? He's evidently an IRS supervisor. He's high up in the IRS. He's very credible. In fact, he has won a number of awards for distinguished service. But we don't know this person's name. Why? Because an attorney has come forward, an attorney named Mark Little, by the way, also a very prominent attorney, somebody who has dealt with a number of high-profile cases. This is a guy who's a former federal prosecutor. He represented Twitter head of trust and safety, Yoel Roth, in the recent congressional testimony that I talked about. He's also defending an FBI supervisor who's been accused of pro-Biden political bias. So this is a guy who comes up actually through the Democratic fold. He's a Democratic lawyer, but he's representing this IRS guy. And the IRS guy is very clear. He's like, I'm not trying to make any partisan points here. I'm not trying to go in with the Republicans so that they can have hearings on this. I want to talk to Republicans and Democrats. I want to talk to people in the Congress and in the administration. I want to show that there is a legitimate investigation that career people in the government have pursued, and they are being blocked from pursuing it further. So this is actually credible and pretty explosive charges. I mean, we all kind of intuitively knew that the Biden regime will do its best to cover for the big guy. He's, after all, their boss. He's the head of the Biden mafia, if you will. And it's ultimately, as I've said repeatedly on the podcast, not even about Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden is the front man. He's the bag man. But there are and Representative Comer has talked about this, as they look at bank records, more and more members of the Biden family get implicated. So it's a large La Familia Biden, and apparently something like 11 Bidens are already involved. So we're talking here not just about the sons, in other words, James Biden and Frank Biden, not just about the next generation Hunter Biden, but the in-laws are involved, the wives of the in-laws are involved. So this is a Biden family racket, and it is proven to be unbelievably lucrative. And obviously, there's a large amount of taxes that's due on this money that has essentially gone into the Biden pockets. But it turns out that Biden DOJ appointees
in the U.S. Attorney's Office have blocked indictments against the Bidens, even though career investigators have been recommending those indictments. So there are honest people in the federal government. They're like, we want to pursue this. We need an indictment. And then the political appointees running the DOJ, people high up in the FBI, and of course Merrick Garland, who seems to be one of the liars in chief here. All these people have been covering it up. So it's going to be really interesting to see. I don't think this is something that can be ignored. Of course, the Republicans are going to be all over it. Basically, the whistleblower is looking for what? Whistleblower protections. He's basically saying, look, normally there's retaliation. They're going to try to destroy me and destroy my family, destroy my life, destroy my career. If I'm officially given whistleblower protections, which I think he will be given those protections, we're going to be hearing a lot more about this, and I, for one, can't wait.